Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro TV. I am Adeyinka Igbenoba. In a few days, Nigerians and electorates will be deciding who their leaders would be, both at the federal level, state level, House of Rep and House of Assembly. Olukayode Babatunde Awokoya is a candidate of Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party, ANRP, and is vying for House of Representative Eti-Osa Federal Constituency. He has been in the private sector for so long and is throwing his heart now into the ring, joining politics. Welcome to the studio.
Good morning, Adeyinka.
Adeyinka. Yes. Olukayode Babatunde Awokoya is a chartered accountant and a chartered stockbroker. From your background, you've been basically into the private sector.
Yeah,
so now you are venturing into not only public sector, but into politics.
All right.
What inspired you?
The major inspiration is what I see as failure in governance. As a private sector operator for more than 28 years, we have been bankers to people in government, and we have been very close to government, and we can see that the graph is going back in terms of the quality of life, from the basics: healthcare, education, good infrastructure. It's not lack of ability to do it, but more like we have incompetent people who are more interested in themselves. I say this with all sense of humility, and so it's a motivation that rather than complain on social media, we took advantage of the legal space to form a new party, to come with our own programs, to sell to the electorate, and we believe that we have created enough buzz for the change that people are yearning for to actually happen.
Okay, now before we get to Eti-Osa constituency, let's look at Lagos as a whole. Lagos is known to be a cosmopolitan megacity with over 20 million in population, and is like the Dubai of Nigeria. So majority of those that are not in Lagos, or majority of the politicians out of Lagos, look forward and emulate what is happening in Lagos. And now you are saying Lagos is not working.
Correct.
What are the things lacking?
Working for, as I said before in other fora, Lagos is home to the richest man in Africa, the next richest man in Africa, who incidentally I worked with for quite a long time.
Can you be specific?
Yeah, I worked in ETB, I worked, in Glow Group. So this is home to very resourceful people. It's home to, UBA Group. It's home to Zen Group. Very resourceful people who are leading lights of the economy globally, and the environment they are operating is very suboptimal. So it's actually pulling down their strengths. So if we had the right legal framework, the right governance framework, these leading lights, together with every Lagosian, will be able to turn this place to something better than Dubai. Actually, Lagos should be better than Dubai, because Lagos has the very resourceful people. I will say much more than Dubai. What's the whole population of UAE? Not talk of the population of articulate Lagosians, but they're held back by the governance framework. I'll give you an example. While I was in banking employment, we wanted to fix some roads that were bad in our environment. Public sector officials were asking for gratification, and for some, that thing was held back for a long time. So these are just a little tip in the iceberg that rather than being a catalyst for wealth creation, governance has become something that is an inhibition, even for the good of all. So that's a major motivation why we are coming to this space.
Let's look at your background in private sector.
Yes.
And now this is your first time in politics.
Well, in partisan politics.
Okay.
Everybody has been playing on politics.
Okay. And your party,
yes,
Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party,
yes,
is also a new party.
Yes.
Okay. So now you want to represent over 300 people. With my analysis, over 300,000 people in Eti-Osa constituency.
Yeah.
Why do you think they should trust you with your votes? Judging from your background that you've not been in the public sector, your party is a new party, and the present political ruling class, what they say is there are just two parties in Nigeria that have structure, which is the APC and the PDP. So now looking at you coming from the private sector, no experience in politics, a new party, why should they trust you with their votes?
All right, let me take it from where you kind of ended.
Okay.
We have a better structure than the existing parties. They don't have an effective register of members. If you go to the website of our party, you will see the number of our members there.
Okay.
They don't have as many registered members that we have. They don't have any membership. They just have one godfather or godmother controlling millions of people. And that's why when they want to have primaries, there's always a problem because they don't even know who their members are. Now, coming to why they should trust me. In my private sector work, I'm proud to be an accountant, a chartered accountant. I have been trusted as the chief finance officer of leading banks, financial controller. I've been trusted as treasurer of leading banks, meaning that the person who is keeping a record of your money and the person is actually holding the money. And these were times I was holding monies, billions of naira, and I dare say billions of dollars. For more than 2 decades, nothing happened to it. I've been trusted in being a human resource manager, in motivating people for productivity. And the productivity of such institutions has happened as such that the institutions are still growing very much today and are the leading light of banking. So I dare say I have the personal credibility that has been tested and trusted in the public glare, far above those who are there right now, to deliver the kind of things that people need. Also, I have experience in management. It's more than 2 decades that I have been a member of executive committee of a bank. More than 2 decades. So I have experience in management. I have experience in how to put policies together to form a consensus amongst contending parties, to go to a board, sometimes to go to a regulator. I have experience in dialoguing with regulators in making things happen. Hands-on and conceptual experience. So these are what most of the players don't have. And actually, you can't give what you don't have.
Okay.
All right. So I believe that Lagosians and Eti-Osa people, they need people with our own kind of experience and pedigree. And not to, in my community where I live, I am one of the ESCOs. I am also the one who is in charge of the finances of our estate for more than 2 years. If people, 200, 300 families, trust me with resources they contribute monthly for their own personal well-being and trust me to use those resources well, then I have the practical evidence that I've been trusted and I'm delivering on it. And I want to do it on a larger scale for the general benefit of people in Eti-Osa, people in Lagos, and I dare say people in Nigeria. I mean, that's my...
Let's bring it down to Eti-Osa. I'm sure you've been going around doing your campaign and grassroots politics and everything. What do you feel that Eti-Osa constituency lacks the most?
We lack infrastructure.
Okay.
I was just at Olukayode yesterday. There's no road, good road into that place once you turn off Ibrahim Adesoya. They don't have one government health center. There is no primary school in that place. They don't have electricity. And they say they have electricity for 2 minutes and another 2 months there's none. So, in spite of being around wealth, these are communities that are facing beaches, that are facing places that can be turned to tourist centers. So a lot of the things that we want to do for Eti-Osa people are already in our party manifesto. But one of the things I'd like to highlight mainly is power. I'd like to give power to my Eti-Osa people. It's not a rocket science. A lot of communities are already powering themselves. And we're saying that, look, we can as well power the whole LGA. If only laws will be changed, moving power from exclusive list that federal government superintends over to something of concurrent list where state governments superintend over. Also to change the power structure. You don't have to have one DISCO, one GENCO, or one TRANSCO. You can have one company that is both a GENCO, a DISCO, and a TRANSCO, just like London Electric. Why can't we have off-grid power structures where people can generate power with water, with gas, and power communities? We have seen that where this is done on a large scale, the cost, the kilowatt hour cost doesn't cost more than about 40 naira, which most, if not all people in the Eti-Osa can afford. We also, people need healthcare, but we want to approach the healthcare issues even from a more holistic thing that will benefit all Nigerians and an adjustment to our existing Health Insurance Act.
Let's put it on hold right there. We are having discussions with House of Rep candidate of Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party, Mr. Olukayode Babatunde Awokoya. Please stay with us. Hello and welcome back. This is Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro TV, and I am Adeyinka Egbenoba. We've been talking with the House of Rep candidate of Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party, Olukayode Babatunde Awokoya. You've told us about your plan, both health and making Eti-Osa livable for the people. Now, you are just one man. Take, for instance, come March 2nd, and you are elected into power. February 16, and you are elected into power. Now, let's look at Lagos State as a whole that has had power just for one political party, be it from AD, AC, ACN, now APC. Is there any likelihood that if come February 16 and you are elected into office, you would change your party?
There's no
because you will be minority.
There's no likelihood. First, I'll be operating at the center. But you see, these are contemporary times. And what I want to say is not for any show business.
Okay.
The governorship candidate of APC is my professional colleague. He's my friend since university days. So, irrespective of the party, once voted in the office, we're going to relate with everyone in office to ensure that Nigerians have the best of governance. Nigerians are not interested in which party you are when they want electricity, when they don't have electricity.
Do you think politics in Nigeria is still your credibility as an individual or your party?
It is becoming more of your credibility as an individual than the party. In fact, I dare say that the existing major parties have credibility problem. The candidates that have come out of it have been tainted by the credibility problems that the parties have. They have been in office, we have tested them, and we have seen the failures, either in corruption or in impunity. So people now are looking for the person before party. But of course, by law, you can't come into office without a party structure. So that's why you see people still coming through those political parties. You
say you can't come into office without a party structure, but some people feel and they say that you can't come into office in Lagos, a political office in Lagos, without having a godfather.
That's a lie that they have been fed with. Who is that godfather? Who are those godfathers? They are minority people. They are people who grew up with us, they grew around us, we know them very well. There's nothing like that. It's a fear factor that has been put in the minds of people. The real powerful people are the voters.
Okay.
You vote on the day of election, and you vote those you want into power. There's no such godfather in Lagos.
I was going through your manifesto, your policy document, and then part of what I saw was you are passionate about activating diaspora voting.
Yeah.
Now, majority of people think that will not work because Nigerians here, home here, they wear the shoes and they know where it pinches. Why are we clamoring for diaspora voting?
All right. Fortunately, I interact with a lot of Nigerians in diaspora. In fact, my secondary school classmates, in our class set, more than half live in the diaspora. And they are more passionate about the country because they are like second class or third class citizens where they are. And they want their own country of birth to be a place that they are proud of. And when it is good, many of them will come back. Besides, there's a nationalism going on all over the world now where though you have their citizenship, they still don't see you as part of them. But that's really not the issue why we're clamoring for diaspora voting.
Okay.
The real issue is that they have the knowledge, they have the competence to contribute to the economy. And they are doing that with their investments already. With the foreign exchange inflows that come into the country from diaspora is far more than we get from oil every year. We have diaspora bonds that were just floated about $300 million. We take their money to invest in infrastructure. They have blood links to Nigeria. So why don't you give them the right to vote? The same way citizens of other nations living elsewhere have the right to vote in their nation. Why are we denying them their basic right even as a citizen of Nigeria? It's a denial of their right. And it's we don't want anyone to be denied of the right that they have, whatever right that it is, a right to good health, a right to good education. So that's the real crux of the diaspora voting anyway, that they have a right to vote.
Let's look at Lagos and let's look at Eti-Osa. We can't separate Togri from Lagos. And when we say the locality, the area that has the highest number of, let's say, Togs, what our viewers might know as Agbero, I think is more at Eti-Osa. What can you do about it?
Well, I'm not sure it's more, because by way of population, Eti-Osa is just a little bit over 1 million people. Alimosho has more than 15 million people, so maybe by extrapolation. But it's a bad thing that
no, is it Togri that people think is more in Eti-Osa now, not the population?
Yes, but that's what I'm trying to say, that the issue of thugs and thuggery, it's a creation of the elite to perpetuate themselves in office and to actually deny other citizens the right to a good life. I've been going around, and almost before you set your feet anywhere, some people will come and say, we are the ones here. We are the ones here. And if you don't talk with them and relate with them, you won't be able to even campaign. However, interacting with them, in their soul, they're tired of what they're doing, but they're being held captive. And I can tell you something. In this coming election, the people are going to vote their minds. They are tired. You know why? When the good things of life come, when somebody is supposed to become a councillor, local government chairman, appointed in the office, they don't appoint them.
Okay.
Only the kith and kin. Some people are there, their wives are in office, their daughter-in-law, son-in-law, their children, and that is so they are wise now and say no, they are not going to be put down again.
But again, let's look at the electorate now. Majority of them still believe in money politics. Give me money, I will vote for you. Vote buying. Yes. Where do you stand?
Vote buying is illegal. I won't give anybody money to vote for me, because being in office is not by force. It's not a do or die.
Okay.
However, you have to spend money around. When you go to a community, when they gather, they want to be refreshed. They want to take some refreshments. Ordinarily they should not, but they are poor. Most of them have not eaten since morning. You can see it on their faces. So, and it's not out of place. Even Jesus Christ, when he gathered the crowd and they were tired, he made food available to them. So when we go around, we talk to them, we offer some refreshments, we make them feel that we're together. But I'm not going to give anybody any money to vote for me. They should have the reason to vote for me from their soul. And that's in our party, we say this is our own. What is your own? Nobody needs to pay you to be part of it. You will take that right by yourself.
You agree that Nigerian politics, or let me say Lagos politics, is about huge money, even for campaign?
Yes.
So where is Babatunde getting campaign funding from?
Well,
because you claim you don't have a godfather.
Yes.
Okay, so where are you getting campaign money from?
I'm getting campaign funding from everyone.
Okay.
Starting from my immediate family, from my neighbors, from my classmates, who are very resourceful people.
Are they doing it because they believe in what you are bringing to the table, or because they believe or they think that when you get there, there's going to be contract or benefits or anything?
Some of these people are very accomplished people.
Okay.
In their own right, not some, majority. My people of my local church, and I'm proud to say that openly, the members, they believe in me. They've related with me for 30 years, 35 years. And they believe in my integrity. And they feel that, many are even saying no matter, even yesterday, a lady who I know was indigent said, in the church said, they can look, even if it's recharge card money, let me support your club. I said, no. I said, no, I must be part of it. So they believe in what I stand for. They have seen what I stand for in the areas I've served, in professional office, in my local church, in my community, and they believe that, the least we can do is to support you. The money is coming in trickles. It's not as much as we need, but we are making the best of it, plus our own personal resources.
Okay, quickly for 30 seconds, tell the people of Eti-Osa why they should vote for you, why you should be their candidate.
For my Eti-Osa people, vote for openness in government. Vote for benevolence in government for the benefit of all. Vote for accountability. I am the credible choice that will represent you and bring the best of good life to you. Obanio, Obaniafe, vote Olukayode Babatunde Awokoya for Federal House of Representatives in Eti-Osa Federal Constituency come February 16. When you see the computer logo, that is when you should vote. Thank you very much.
So viewers, you're watching Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro, and you've heard it all from Olukayode Babatunde Awokoya, who is the candidate of Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party, vying for Federal House of Assembly, Eti-Osa Federal Constituency. You've heard it all, but to sum it all up, voting is your right. Come March 2nd, February 16, please go and exercise your rights. Once again, I'm Adeyinka Igbinoba, and you are watching Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro TV. Please join us for another episode. Bye.